Well, I tend to dislike the 3-camera setup that was oversaturated and cheaply made in the 90s. One exception that I have to this rule is the 2006 British sitcom The IT Crowd. Written and directed by Graham Linehan, the show ran for 4 seasons with 24 episodes throughout its entire runtime. And it makes it a very quick and funny watch, and it's something that I can always go back to. And unlike my last one, there wasn't much drama or changes throughout each season, so I will just be talking about the season's best moments. Unlike my last review, I don't have a favorite season overall, because unlike American television, British television is lucky enough to get 2 seasons, let alone 4. The seasons are also much shorter compared to American television, from American television now usually having about 10 to 13 episodes, and in the 90s to early 2000s from 17 to 25-ish, from British sitcoms only having about 5 to 7 episodes. My favorite episode for this season has to be episode 6, which is titled Aunt Irma Visits. In this episode, Jen gets her period while working in the office, and Moss and Roy have to learn how to deal with this and start to develop some of the symptoms, which makes it a very fun episode filled with many hijinks.
I can't believe I'd never seen Steel Magnolias.
Oh my God, it's good, isn't it? I know what we can watch next.
Yay!
You really liked that film?
Yes, didn't you?
While most American sitcoms did not involve any visual gags whatsoever, mostly relying off the jokes that the actors say, which can be very funny but also gets very stale, The IT Crowd has plenty of great jokes and dialogue, and along with great visual gags that you see throughout time and time again in every episode, with recurring jokes happening all the time. My favorite episode of season 2 has to be episode 3, Moss and the German. In this episode, Moss and Roy are having marriage problems, because that's a running joke in the entire show, is that Moss and Roy are married. So Moss decides to join an evening cooking class so he can, become separated and meet new people and such. Instead, what ends up happening is, instead of being a German cooking class, it ends up being a German wanting to cook Moss.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm confused.
Well, so am I.
What did you think this was?
Well, I was going to eat you.
Don't change much back to back. There is slight little differences like set changes and new characters added, but instead I'll just talk about a little bit of trivia that I've realized is that British television does not call things seasons, instead they call it series. And I'm not sure if that's better or worse. My favorite episode throughout this season has to be episode 2, Are We Not Men? In this episode, Moss and Roy try to act like real men and get super into football, well, fake super into football, and somehow end up being in the middle of a bank robbery. I won't say too much about it, but it's pretty funny.
Now the ball's over there. That man has it now. That's an interesting development. Maybe he'll kick the ball. He has indeed, and apparently that deserves a round of applause.
Will you shut up? They're going to hear you.
This is the
My favorite episode for season 4 has to be episode 2, The Final Countdown, and in this episode Moss joined a game show where you get letters and then you have to spell the biggest word, and the prize is this very fancy looking teapot because it's British, so everything has to be tea. And instead Moss somehow joins this secret club that all the contestants on the game show that have gotten nothing less than 8 letters or higher, called the 8+ Club, and it's this very exclusive club, and Moss gets into hijinks there. Well, I forget what Jen is doing, but Roy keeps meeting up with an old friend who thinks Roy is a window cleaner.
B,
And a vowel, please.
And lastly, A.
And here's the countdown clock.
Overall, this show will always be close to my heart, being one of my favorite sitcoms that I've ever watched. I can watch this show on repeat while still laughing at every joke, even if I'm doing something else like editing a video. That's why I give the IT Crowd a 10 out of 10 rating. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for helping me pass 50 subscribers. That has been a goal of mine for quite a while, and I am so ecstatic that it has happened. So I do hope this channel keeps growing. So if you are new and you'd like to help us reach our next goal of 100 subscribers, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you never want to miss an upload, then hit the bell and leave us a like and comment, because that always helps, because I'm always looking for new things to watch. And if you guys can suggest me something, I would love to review one of your guys' favorite or most hated shows. Now, that's all for the time we have, so I hope you guys are doing well and stay safe out there. Bye guys.